why you're not sleeping, and the morning routine that can help to fix it. Since I shared my last video on sleep, it's become very apparent that many of us women, especially in midlife, are not getting a good night of quality sleep. And it's not just about the frustration of lying in bed thinking, oh, I can't sleep, and thinking about the day ahead and what's going to happen if we're not getting the sleep. It's the actual effects that it has on our bodies. So our hormones aren't able to recalibrate, our skin barrier gets affected, our mood and metabolism are affected, and just our general ability to cope through the day. So we all know, I mean, it's common knowledge that when you get a good night of quality sleep, your body is given all the resources it needs to help to repair and heal through the night. It eliminates toxins, your brain's going through a certain cycle, and you're to wake up feeling replenished and revitalized and new again. So without that deep sleep, you're probably waking up feeling quite tired and cranky because your cortisol levels have spiked, your inflammation may have risen, so you are maybe having a few aches and pains, and your skin health is not in that state of rest and repair. So you may be having breakouts, maybe looking dull, and just generally it's all just feeling a little bit heavy. So why have we stopped sleeping? You know, what is going on? There's several reasons why we may have stopped the sleep cycle, and it could be down to nervous system overload. You may have just forgotten how to relax. You may have just got yourself in a cycle of busyness and not been able to switch off through the day, especially during these times. You know, we're in the digital era, we've got so much information coming to us at all times, and it's difficult to switch off. There's also the emotional trauma. So perhaps you've gone through a life experience, maybe a sudden loss, or maybe something that you know has been coming. So there may have been a breakdown of a relationship, a divorce, maybe you've lost a loved one. You know, maybe there's a death or grief in that respect. Maybe your children have left home, or there's been a sudden change in your work environment. Maybe the office structure has changed around, the working structure, or maybe you have become redundant, and you know, you're going through a big transition of change. There's also the idea of your actual health. You know, if you're not in good health and you're taking medication, that can have a knock-on effect with your sleep as well. And then there's the good old lifestyle habits. Perhaps you're not exercising enough, maybe there's too much caffeine in your day, or you're just drinking it too late in the day. Maybe you're not moving enough. All these things can have a knock-on effect on your sleep. So it's just about bringing you back into balance. So I am going to be, first of all, I will give a little disclaimer. So everything that I say, these are self-care tips, things that you can incorporate into your morning routine, and in the later video, your evening routine. But this is not a replacement for medical or mental health advice. If you're struggling deeply, then please seek proper support. You deserve that, and hopefully you are surrounded by a supportive network. So before I start going into what you can do in your morning routine, I do hear a lot from people saying, I'm doing all the things, but it's not working. Well, that's probably because it's the kind of state that you're coming from. So you're doing the breathing, you're doing the meditation, I haven't added that in, or you're doing this, you're doing that, but you're in doing mode, and it's a very forceful mode, and it's about taking a step back and not rushing through these steps and entering into being mode. And I can explain about that in another video, or if you choose to come on to one of my workshops, I talk a lot about in being rather than doing. It has a big effect on your physiology and your daily routine. So yeah, if you are used to rushing around and doing and the thought of starting something new is kind of making your brain spin out of action, I offer you an invitation. Each time I offer a suggestion, just notice in your body as you're listening to my tips and advice, how does that feel in that moment? Are you tightening up and contracting and thinking, oh, how am I going to fit that into my routine? I'm not going to have enough time. Oh, I've tried that before, and kind of from that anxious higher state. Or are you able to be more grounded and have your feet on the ground and settle into listening to these tips and advice, if you like, and kind of listen with curiosity, and maybe think about, are you going to be able to, how can you use it to your best advantage to fit it into your day, and play with it. Think of it as more of a playful interaction rather than a forced having to do something. Okay, so now I've said all that, let's get into a morning reset routine. So we're just going to do a little reframe. So sleep doesn't start in the night. It starts from the moment you wake up. So that's a strong point that is worth remembering when you're starting off your morning, and maybe it's not feeling so easy or so good at the beginning. It will have a knock-on effect on your sleep habits and longevity and quality. It's not just what you do in the night. So here we go. Number 1, wake up at the same time every day. So consistency is anchoring your circadian rhythm. The brain loves predictability. So even after a bad night's sleep, avoid lie-ins longer than about 30 minutes, I would say, and get up and just take a few gentle breaths in and out. Even if you're just connecting with your chest, put a hand on your chest, put a hand on your tummy, breathing in and out. I always breathe in through my nose and out through my nose, but you can do it in through your nose and out through your mouth, whatever feels right for you. So that's number 1, wake up at the same time every day, within 30 minutes or so, okay? Number 2, you've woken up, you've got up, don't reach for your phone. Number 2, keep that phone switched off, or keep it on airplane mode, or hopefully you haven't even got it in your bedroom. When you grab for your phone in the first few moments of your morning, you are spiking your cortisol levels. You are setting your day up for stress. You've got emails, you've got news, you've got social media, and your stress is activated before your feet have even hit the floor. So you want calm first. You are setting the mode of your day. Okay. Number 3, you can get up and go downstairs, arrive in your kitchen and drink some warm water. So you're going to grab some water. If you want to drink cold water, whatever feels right for you. I always recommend warm water just so it's not such a shock to your body, but some people prefer cold water. You can do this in a variety of ways, meaning you can add certain things to it if you don't like water. So maybe, for example, I boil a kettle, fill up a teapot, and add ginger to it, or mint. What else do I add? I think that's it. Or you can have a cup of hot water and add some honey to it, or maybe a tiny pinch of salt. So this is all about rehydrating, starting the rehydration process, starting up your circulation, getting the lymphatic flow going, brain clarity and digestion. If you prefer cold water, then go for that. But start off with just getting your bodily systems going with some lovely water, hydration, fluids. So let's have a look here. Number 4. This is one of my favourite ones. I think this is one of the best ones you can possibly do, and that is natural light. So even if it's kind of a dull morning or the sun is just coming up, either look out of your window, look out to the sky, or get out to your garden, get out into your balcony, get into the elements and look to receive that natural light into your eyes. I'm not saying look into the sun. I'm saying just get out into the elements, get into the natural light. So the morning light hitting your eyes, it tells your brain it's daytime. And so this is suppressing the melatonin, and that's your sleep hormone. It's setting a timer for it to rise again between 12 to 14 hours later. So this is why this is such an important part of your morning routine. It's telling your brain, wake up, and in 12 to 14 hours time, you're going to want to sleep again. And that's why we set a routine in the evening as well. So without the morning light exposure, your melatonin release will become delayed. You'll feel more wired at night. Your sleep becomes more fragmented, and just doing between 5 minutes to 15 minutes, depending what you've got going on in the day, spend that time outside or just regularly looking out of your window with the intention of knowing that you're setting yourself up for a good night's sleep the following night. The next one that I've got on the list, number 5, is morning movement. So movement in your body is going to regulate your cortisol levels. It's going to wake the body gently. So you may be someone who wants to go out for a run and, do a high powered kind of activity. Or you may want to do something more gentle, like tapping your body or stroking down your arms and legs and around your shoulders, down your arms. Or even just kind of shaking and just gentle movements up and down. It discharges residual stress from your nervous system. So I would advise a kind of more active routines like running and high energy activities to happen a bit later on in the day, or kind of brisk walks, because they will improve your sleep pressure later in the day. Right, next one is number 6, journaling, or just writing down if you've got some thoughts tumbling around and you're not sure how to process them. Maybe there's some kind of negative repetitive thoughts. You're still kind of in a sleep state. They call it the brain in theta waves. And so writing things down first thing in the morning is just helping to clear that mental clutter. It's reducing any chance of kind of over rumination, and it's preventing nighttime overthinking. You're just clearing it out. So it's a kind of preventative mental hygiene. So that's one that I personally enjoy. Again, it's an optional one. It's something for you to think about if you want to add it to your routine, or if you want to use it at a later point of the day. Right, then number 7, caffeine. First of all, in the morning, delay your first caffeinated drink, whether it's tea or coffee. Delay it, I would say, minimum 30 minutes after you've woken up, or try to make it an hour after you've woken up. Keep the water going until your first coffee. I would recommend an hour, to be honest with you. If you add caffeine straight away, you're increasing your chance of dependency. You're going to have an afternoon lull or a crash, quite possibly, and this will be a contributor to your sleep disruption the next night. So wait an hour, let your body wake itself up. It has all the functions and the resources to be able to wake you up naturally without the kind of rushing sensation. Right, so this is the last one. I've got one more, number 8, and that is a high protein breakfast, even if you have it as a breakfast, maybe a brunch breakfast. And this is especially for midlife women. Protein in the morning, so whether that's eggs, or if you have some kind of fish, or if you're vegetarian, you know, the tofu and all that kind of thing. I have various recipes that I can share. The protein in the morning is going to help to stabilize your blood sugar. Again, reduce the cortisol spikes, the stress spikes, and prevent mid-morning crashes and wanting to go for the carbs. It's also supporting your muscle mass, which is very important in midlife. Improves the your desire. It stops your desire to want to eat all the time. It's satiating you. Blood sugar with regard to sleep is huge. You know, if you've got blood sugar instability and you're going to have those crashes in the middle of the night, that's the one that's going to be waking you up between 2 and 3 in the morning. So if you're a 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock kind of person, your blood sugars are dropping or just zipping all over the place. Getting this morning routine right is going to help decrease those lulls and crashes in the middle of the night, which is your body just waking up going, I'm still working really hard, I'm not in relaxed state. So there you go. I've got 8. That was 8 tips to go through there. So what's next? I'm going to be running a 21-day sleep reset session. That's going to be coming up soon. I haven't set it up yet, but because so many women are struggling with sleep, this is something that I'm going to set up probably end of March, beginning of April. So it's not that you're broken, that you're not sleeping. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's just that you haven't found the right routine. And one size doesn't fit all, okay? We're all different people. We're all acclimatizing to different routines, and we've got different demands in life, but there is a way to help you back to sleep. So do keep an eye out for my next video where I will be sharing more about the nighttime routine. And I will be sharing links about the 21-day sleep reset soon. So if you liked what I've been sharing today and you're still watching, then please do like this video. Comment, you know, have you found any of these tips useful? Is there anything that you do that you think that other people might have found useful? Or is there anything else that you would like me to share? Remember to click on that bell so you receive notifications when my next video comes up, and of course subscribe to my channel. That's it for now. That was a long video. I'll be sharing more another day. Have a great day.